ever ask yourself the question? Or is it mask on, collect the pension? Who are you? Beneath the fashion, beneath the status, the mansion, down in the soil. Dive into that rabbit hole. Did you forget you're just an animal with an evolved frontal lobe? Drop another Adderall to stay functional. Why don't you take a sabbatical to regain control? Consider me one of the misfits, introverted and cryptic. Is guided by the system, they misfire, check the ballistics. Tries to make me believe my hands were tied, no that's sadistic. It's time to free the beast with animal instincts, cause I'm animalistic.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel after a little tiny break away. My name is Andy, this is my good mate Aidan, and we're back to pretend to know about football. Aidan, a lot of stuff has happened since we last spoke, and not a lot at the same time. How
Yeah,
have you been, mate? You've been a little under the weather last time we spoke.
yeah. I've had a bit of a poorly throat, you might say. Bedbound for 3 days, so that was never ideal. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
on the mend now. I'm on the mend. I think it was. I think I come down with what word could I use? Disgust from the England game. I think that's what it is. I think
So
yeah.
Southgate is to blame.
No, no. I do not blame Southgate.
No?
No, that referee was a nutsack.
Mate, honestly, I thought I'd just got the referee out of my head.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
we'll talk about him in a short while.
yeah, we will, mate. We will. Glad to hear that you're doing a lot better, mate.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How you been? How you been?
Yeah, not too bad. I've got a nice little bit of Christmas decks up in the old room now, so we've got
Yeah,
a nice bit of a festive theme to events.
love that. Love that.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's the same as we said last time, mate. I'm really looking forward to getting back into real football again, which is another segment we'll cover off later on.
Yeah,
Um, But other than that, mate, we'll just go back to it. I know it's something we don't want to talk about. We want to avoid. Talk to me about England versus France, mate, and another bowing out of the competition
yeah,
for England.
yeah. I think this one hurt a lot more
Hmm.
because they played so well. Like England did so well. Kyle Walker, mate, he stepped up to killing Mbappe. Like he fully backed himself and followed through with it. He backed
Hmm.
himself, mate, and he kept him quiet. Um, But yeah, I think overall performance, we was good. We was good. There was chances we should have probably taken. Kane's second penalty, I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know how he managed to hit that. There's rumours it's still orbiting at the minute. It's not quite landed. That's the word on the street. Um,
Yeah.
the referee, mate. The referee was shocking.
Hmm.
Absolutely awful, awful refereeing. Um,
Yeah, I think I was out shopping earlier, and I'm sure Kane's penalty whizzed past my head. I can't be 100% convinced,
yeah, probably did, mate. Probably did.
but but yeah, the referee was on another level. I mean, I hate saying it myself because it's almost such a cliche thing to go to, like blame the ref, blame the officials. But I think who was it? Was it Argentina and Netherlands? Um, Before our game was really steeped in controversy because the referee just lost control of the game in an instant, and as you see, it turned into a bit of a riot in that game.
Yeah,
So it just followed up another bad performance from referees. Um, but yeah, for their first goal, there was a blatant and obvious foul on Saka.
yeah,
Um, Kane should have had, I say, a penalty, but it could have also been a free kick, but neither were given.
yeah,
He just was blowing up for small things against France, but not the equivalent to England. And it was just, I think we can put a lot of blame on the ref. I think
absolutely.
when you take away the heat and passion of the moment, you can go look back and go, oh, okay, yeah, we could have done this better, and oh yeah, Kane could have scored that penalty, but we should have had another penalty, and they should have had one of their goals disallowed.
Yeah,
And for that reason, like you say, it does hurt more.
yeah. It's
Um,
I don't even know how to describe it. It's a shower of shit, mate. The refs have been so inconsistent in this World Cup. It has been awful. They've had the help from VAR, which they've still yet managed to fucking shag that even more than they have done in the past.
mhm.
It just seems like everything's going backwards. Like this was the tournament. It's the biggest tournament in the world, and this is where they should have been stepping up and gone, right, okay, we need to make sure we nail this. Let's get the VAR right. Refs be on form. but it's been the complete opposite, and I just can't get my head around it.
Yeah, early on we had the issues with like the extra added time,
Yeah,
the lack of cards. I think just as we got towards the later stages, you spot on, mate. They lost control of it all. It's gone a bit to shit, but
yeah,
I think overall, I don't think it's been too bad. Like in terms of, it's not really swayed any games as badly as it did for us.
no,
I would have much preferred it if I'd have fallen asleep minutes before our game, woken up, not seen the highlights, and gone, yeah, okay, that was expected. But
yeah,
when you're watching the game, knowing that we had it taken from us, that does hurt more. But
yeah,
I'm just glad I didn't get myself carried away with it. I don't know. Next time, mate. Hey, but
yeah.
there's the Euros to come, World Cup 2026 in USA. We've got a couple in the chat. Ben Ray, regular into the pundits. Thank you for coming back, mate. Sam Ray is also here as well. That is Ben's little brother. Thank you very much for bringing someone else into the channel. Sam says that the ref was bad, but we still could have taken our chances, gone through. Good game ruined by poor officiating.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, couldn't agree more.
100%. And Ben Ray says he thinks that someone else should have taken that penalty. I disagree. Just purely because he fired the first one home. You had I'm sure that everyone else did, and tell us in the comments if you disagree. Aidan, tell me if you disagree, but I was absolutely confident he was going to rifle the second one home as well.
Yeah, I was, to be fair. I was
After the first one, right?
I thought he may have. I think me personally, I think I'd have gone down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's me personally. But obviously, I'm not Harry Kane. He's got a brilliant record for a reason. But I don't know what happened. Like, he absolutely fucking fluffed it. Oh, and in such a big moment to do that, it just
I think it's like you say, he wanted to just absolutely rifle it in the top bins.
I've never understood that about a penalty. Why rifle it?
I think that's the best option, though. That has to be the best option.
No, mate.
You look at Japan's penalties when they got knocked out; they were just soft little things that the keeper got time to change his mind.
Yeah, but
you don't. Harry Maguire's penalty in the Euro final last year. If you absolutely thunderfuck it, even if the keeper goes the right way, it could go through his hands.
Yeah, but it's all about composure. With the penalty, mate, you need to be composed. If you pick your spot and you know where you're going and you're confident about where you're going, you do not need to well it. You look at Jorginho, for example. Perfect example. His penalty record speaks for itself. He has never wellied it. He does that little jump and just taps it into which corner he's picking. Because he's confident, he's composed, he knows where he's going, and he sticks with it. Kane looks as if he's like, he panicked last minute and then just fucking rifled it because he went the same way. So whether Luis has got in his head and gone like, I fucking know where you're going here, mate. Obviously, it was French.
That is a fair point. Yeah, I'll give you that one. I mean, Neymar's done it this tournament. Messi's done it this tournament.
Yeah.
You know.
Penalties, I've always said penalties are purely about composure. If you're calm, collected, and composed, you do not need to rifle it home, ever. You pick your spot and it will go in.
I think, like Ben says, even though just before he took it, it was against his own teammate. That's what I mean. Like, he's scored one past him already. The hard bit's done. The mind games are gone.
Yeah.
So the second one, like you say, it should just be a composed finish. You know, you're going for the all-time Premier League top goal scoring record. You're almost England's top goal scorer. You shouldn't be missing a penalty from 12 yards. You shouldn't be missing a dead ball from 12 yards.
Yeah.
Whether it's your own keeper or not.
No, you should be comfortably slotting that away.
Absolutely. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else notable during the game. I mean, the worst part about it was before Giroud's goal, the second one.
Yeah.
He missed a really good chance.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there thinking, this could be it, you know. Giroud never misses them. You know, and as I was still thinking about it, as a thought hadn't even left my brain yet, he's finished it and it's 2-1.
Yeah.
So.
That's it.
It's one of them, though. I mean, from the start of the tournament, I've backed them to win for a reason. I think they could do it. If they do win it, this will be a fun fact. If anyone in the chat can tell me this, I'll be very, very impressed. There's only ever been 2 countries that have won the World Cup back to back, and France could be the third. So yeah, if anyone knows that bit of info, I'll drop it in a bit later on in the channel, in the chat even.
Oh, bloody hell.
So moving on then, let's have a look. World Cup final, France versus Argentina.
Yep.
2 big names. I thought for a minute we might be getting a little minnow in the final, like a Morocco or a Croatia.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, Morocco, I think, regardless of what's happened now, Morocco can hold themselves in very high esteem. They were one of the best. They were one of the best teams throughout this tournament. They've knocked out some big names.
Yeah.
Underrated by many. I mean, we know that they've got the likes of, Hakimi at PSG, Ziyech of Chelsea, Boufal of West Ham, all these big names. But it doesn't always mean anything, especially from such a small nation.
Yeah.
And like Ben said earlier on, when he reached out to us talking about the teams from, North Africa and the Middle East, you can't underrate them. And they've proved that. What do you think the future looks like for Morocco? Do you think that's probably their peak now, or do you think they might be able to continue that on?
I don't know, because obviously they've got Morocco, Africa, innit?
Yeah, North Africa.
Yeah, Africa. I thought it was. I was fucking getting all weird then. There'll be obviously African Cup of Nations. That's what they've got. Have they got a chance of winning that? Probably. Considering their manager, who they've got now, he was only in the job for 5 months prior to the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
They had Ziyech, who come out of international retirement just for this World Cup. So I think you look at everything that's gone on, like these little stories behind the team, and I think it just makes it that much more special about how they performed. Their keeper with the fucking penalties, like everything. They've been a solid team, and I think they've been one of the best teams to watch during this World Cup. And it is a shame that they've gone out, but obviously they stepped up to a highly informed France side. But
that's it.
Yeah, like I say, mate, they can hold their heads high and be proud of what they've done. But then they've just got to crack on, go again, qualify for another World Cup, and then see what happens in 2026.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's gone absolutely viral out of proportion is, did you see that little Moroccan girl mocking Ronaldo?
No.
On TikTok or Twitter. Oh my God, mate. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet, but yeah, there was a girl, someone doing like a little interview thing after the game. I don't know where the original footage came from, but this little girl, she's probably only 7 or 8. She's like, "Oh, bye-bye, Ronaldo. Airport is that way. He's crying in his car." And I'll tell you what, mate, the Ronaldo fans on Twitter and everywhere went fucking ballistic. I love to see it. She rattled an entire fan base of Ronaldo fans, and
literally millions of people going nuts.
she's in my Hall of Fame for a lifetime now. Amazing, 100%. Absolutely amazing.
I must say though, seeing Ronaldo walk off the pitch when he was upset, it hit me a little bit, because obviously he's a fucking living legend of the game and everything. And I thought, fucking hell, that's it for him now. Like he must sit there, like as he was walking down that tunnel, thinking, that's it. That's my career pretty much done now. That was my last big game that I'm probably ever going to play.
I mean, you may or may not have noticed I've talked a little bit of shit about Ronaldo on this channel.
Just a little bit.
I've personal attachment to him and all that. Like what he's done for Man United, that's one thing aside. But he's seeing him, like you say, walk off the field made me remember I'm a human, and that it must be insanely difficult for him. He's achieved every single thing in the game.
Yeah.
And it was the last dance. And he's not only got to go home early from the tournament, he's now got to sit and watch Messi with potential opportunity to he's done it all now. He's done Copa America, Champions Leagues, league titles, Ballon d'Ors.
Because then that'll be it. Messi will be the one who has won everything.
Yeah,
and Ronaldo
the World Cup will be the one that got away.
Yeah, and Ronaldo couldn't quite manage it. But then it wouldn't surprise me if Ronaldo tried staying on for another 4 years just to do another World Cup.
He's frantically searching to see if he's got any links in his family tree to France or Argentina right now.
Yeah, literally.
Am I eligible to play, boss? Talking about eligibility to play. there was a story or a bit of a rumor doing the rounds that Benzema is fit and ready to play in the final. And a
Yeah.
journalist asked him about, asked Didier Deschamps about it, and he just sort of laughed and said, "Next question." So,
Mm.
what would you do in his position? You've got the Ballon d'Or winner Benzema. Do you rock the boat and bring him in, or do you stick with a team that's got you to the final?
Stick with the team, mate. Absolutely stick with the team. I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
but last game, Giroud has been on fire for France. There is no way you drop Giroud. Not a chance in hell. Like, you can't, it's just not on.
100% agree.
But if they do, then they do, and I think that'll be the downfall.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably a good option to have off the bench, but it's like you say, you don't rock the boat. You look, the prime example that sticks out for me the most is the Champions League final.
Yeah.
We mentioned it on this channel before, but Pep stuck with the same system throughout the whole tournament, come to the final with Chelsea, and he just changed the midfield and just completely ruined it and lost the final.
Yeah, just don't do it. Don't do
So
it.
it's like
It's
saying,
silly.
no, absolutely, don't change it. Have him as an option off the bench because he is good for a goal, but
Oh, yeah, he's got to go on the bench at least.
Sam said about England's second goal. France's second goal is disappointing. Good cross. Our centre back shouldn't be conceded from crossing or corners. Yeah, that's the commentators say that a lot about England games. We hold ourselves in high esteem about set pieces, but I don't know. I still think we're always still a bit flappy. I think Pickford's good for stopping a shot. France's first goal. I mean, fucking hell. That Chouameni strike. That was just unreal.
Yeah, it's a great finish, to be fair.
And Pickford wasn't far off it. It had to go through two players that Pickford couldn't see, and he still nearly got it.
Yeah, literally just skimmed his fingertips. I think an inch more to his right, mate. If it was an inch to his right, he'd have saved it. He'd have got a strong enough hand on that, I think.
Yeah, I think about an inch closer, he probably would have got it. But I don't think Pickford had a bad tournament. I certainly don't understand the calls for people saying that it should be Ramsdale. He can be given a chance, but you don't drop someone who's playing well, I don't think.
Yeah. That's my only thing, mate. Going into the World Cup, I'd have had Ramsdale. Purely because of form, but that's neither near or there, is it now?
No, that's true. Okay, so based on that then, Aidan, let's just take a little quick look back at what we predicted at the very, very start of the tournament.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's interesting to look back on now because there was a certain point where I was like, okay, you're absolutely spot on here. You've picked Brazil to win, and then a host of Brazil players to win Golden Boot, Golden Glove, Golden Ball.
Ruined
Young
that,
player Pedri. Well, you didn't ruin it. I think Brazil just let you down, mate.
They really did.
What a game, though.
Yeah.
That's one thing. It's a shame that, again, like Morocco didn't make it, Croatia didn't make it. Croatia are probably the prime example of resilience in football, especially at international level. They did it against us in the semi-finals in the last World Cup. They've absolutely grinded out results in this World Cup, not only to qualify from the groups, but to get through to the semi-finals. And I think they were just unfortunate that they got bowled down by a massively in-form Argentina.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never going to be easy, was it, going against Argentina with the form they're in?
Absolutely. I think it's only like 37 games now unbeaten. Something ridiculous.
They was 37 games unbeaten, and then Saudi Arabia ruined it. They'd have broke a record.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Saudi Arabia beat them 2-1. And now they're in the final. What is going on?
Oh. I know. I still need to look back at our predictions because I'm sure I said something about Messi and a last dance that it had absolutely no chance of happening. But
yeah, like when you picked him as Golden Boot, I was like, Golden Ball, I was like, not a chance, mate. And now look at him. What's he got? He's top goal scorer, isn't he?
Well, I've got Messi as Golden. I have got Messi as Golden Boot. I've got Mbappe as Golden Ball.
Mental.
And France to win. So all three of them could still come in. I don't think Courtois is winning the Golden Glove because they've gone out.
Musiala, mate, definitely not.
And Musiala as the young player. Can you see any of them happening now? Is it I think it's Mbappe and Messi that are joint top goal scorer, right?
Yeah, so I think Golden Ball, Golden Boot. There's a chance for Mbappe and Messi to win them.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, France still have a good chance of winning, but
Yeah.
you can't call it, can you now? France Argentina final. The only reason I'd want Argentina to win it is for Emiliano Martinez. It's the only
Well,
reason.
yeah.
That is the only reason. But I just don't want them to win it because I prefer Ronaldo over Messi.
Yeah, I mean, so do I. But at the same time, I don't really mind. Like, just seeing Mbappe's face after Kane missed his penalty made me want France to lose everything.
Well, yeah,
But
yeah.
for my predictions, which, by the way, I said I was going to put my money where my mouth is, I didn't put them bets on. Okay, I know I should have done because probably one of them's going to come in now. But what would you predict for the final then, mate? What can you see happening? Can you see it going the distance to penalties, or can you see this being wrapped up after 90 minutes?
No, I think it's just going to be a surprise. I don't think it's going to be a surprise of a final in the sense of one team are going to come out and just dominate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the case, and I think it's going to be France. I've got a strong feeling about France against Argentina. I just don't think their backline is going to be able to deal with France's forward three.
Yeah, I'm. Oh, excuse me. Oh, let's talk about the World Cup's boring me already. I'm gonna stick with France because I predicted them from the start. I need to back my prediction all the way through, but I'm not confident against Argentina. Like, Argentina have got goals in them. It's like you say, they won't be able to keep France out, but at the same time, France won't be able to keep Argentina out. I don't think.
No.
I think we're going to see goals.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pure game of domination, but I just don't know who from.
Yeah, I think it's going to be won in 90 minutes because I think there's just going to be pure frantic. Like, if it's 2-2 in the 80th minute, I can't see either of them slowing down for extra time.
Yeah.
If it goes to extra time, I think Argentina might have the edge. But yeah, I think France to win it. I'm going to say France will win 3-2 in 90 minutes. France 3-2 in 90 minutes, I'd say.
Oh. So I was just thinking like a 2-0. But then I think France 2-0, but then I also think, like, can I see Emi Martinez conceding 2 goals? No, because he's fucking class. But then I know Lloris has a lot of mistakes in him. Like, he's known.
He's been very good.
He has been good, but I know he's a Tottenham player, isn't he? They bottle it. They're known for it. That's in his blood now.
Is there any Tottenham players in the Argentina lineup?
No, I don't think so.
That's good for them.
No, there isn't. So I think they're all right. Whereas Tottenham, France, yeah, they're in trouble. They've got a Spurs boy in the net, and he's the captain.
Yeah, I think France did. Although the referee was helping them, I think France, after going 1-0 up, looked very assured. And it was 2 penalties were our best chances, so that's quite bad. So maybe France scoring first could be the key to them winning, because if they can go 1-0 up and invite the pressure, they'll be laughing, I think.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing with that. So what you going to say for that then?
France, Argentina. Oh, right, okay. I'm going to say... I'm going to say... No, I'm going to... Oh, fucking hell. I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1.
France on penalties.
Ooh, very nice.
I think France on penalties.
Sam Ray says 3-1 to France and Messi to miss a penalty.
I would fucking love to see Messi miss a penalty. Imagine the deciding World Cup goal and you've got Messi stepping up going, yeah, I've got this. And he fucking fluffs it.
Oh, he does a Harry Kane.
Oh, imagine. Or he just treacles along the floor. Doesn't even reach the goal line.
Inject it.
Yeah, I'd be well happy. I'd be like, this has made my life.
Next one then. How long can we talk about this one without being bored? Croatia versus Morocco. a good game in its own right. If that was the final, Jesus Christ, I'd be buzzing for it. But it's a
Yeah.
third place playoff, do you know, and the heads are gone. The fans aren't probably there.
Yeah, no one really gives a shit about the third place playoff. I think Morocco wouldn't mind it, so they could say we finished third in the World Cup. But then again, it's probably the same for Croatia. Either of them teams will happily take third place, and I think either of them will take fourth with no issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Um,
I don't think there's going to be much happening from that game, to be honest.
I don't think there's much to say on that apart from it might be a good game, it might not. It might be a chance to get minutes in the legs of some of the lesser used players.
Yeah,
It just depends on each of them. Would a third place really be much to them? I know Croatia will probably want to follow up a second place from the last World Cup, but
yeah.
yeah,
When
will
is
you
the
be
third
watching?
place? Is it Saturday or is it
That
Sunday?
it'll be the final Sunday, isn't it? So
The
yeah, it'll be
final
on Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be
Absolutely.
watching. If I get a chance, I'll probably watch it. But we'll see. I'm not going to go out my way for it.
He does a John Terry, slips up and hit the post.
Ben Ray then
Ben Ray.
cries.
And then he goes and puts on his full France kit.
Oh,
and gets
yeah.
on the picture with them all.
Oh, imagine.
Moving on then, buddy, to what I've dubbed as the return of real football. Now, do with that what you wish. But we've sort of been yearning for domestic football to come back before the World Cup even started.
Yeah.
Catch us up, Aidan, with the goings on of your club. For anyone who is new to the channel or hasn't been around, Aidan, unfortunately, is an Aston Villa fan. Someone has to support them. And there's been some news, mate, recently, hasn't there? What's been going on?
Yeah, so I believe I see this yesterday or today. Villa have put a bid in to obviously extend the stadium in the north stand. So we're getting a massive, it's pretty big to be fair. I think it's going up by, 10,000? I think 10,000 people. So it's not bad. North Stand's getting a big upgrade. We're getting a whole new, what they called it, like a multi-activity centre thing attached to the stadium. So obviously it's for fans to come in and, obviously if they can't see the game in the actual stadium, they can come and watch it in there. So they brought that in.
Type thing.
Yeah, kind of, mate. Yeah. I think they're upgrading the new training ground. So the owners, Wes and Nassef, they are pumping the money into this club, and it's good to see. They're making big moves, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It's about time we've had a bit of an upgrade on the stadium. There was talks that were going to be ages ago. When was it? I think it was when we were in the Championship. The season we got promoted when Wes and Nas took over, there was on about building a whole new stadium in a different area. But I think everyone was like, no, mate. Like, it's Villa Park. That's like an iconic ground. Like, you don't touch it. If you're going to do anything, just upgrade the stadium a little bit here and there. Keep it fresh, keep it tidy. Make sure it's modern and whatever else. But keep its character and history. So
yeah, if you're up to speed with English football and its history, you know that Aston Villa is a big club. All joking aside, one of the most iconic stadiums in the Premier League for sure.
Yeah, well, one of the founders of English football is Aston Villa,
and it's good to see. I know people complain about it like it's a side thing. You want to see players signing for your team, you want to see all these sorts of moves, but you look at Man United and they're not even getting training facility upgrades. It's one thing that Ronaldo, even though Ronaldo presented it like he was unveiling these facts. These facts have been out there for a long time.
Yeah.
The women's team at Man United didn't even get proper changing facilities. They got Portaloos hired in for their training sessions.
Oh, wow.
For the women's team. And the Carrington training facility hadn't been upgraded since Ronaldo left of Madrid. And when he came back, it was all the same. It's so unbelievably important to the morale of a team and players. I think if you're in the Premier League, the money's there. Put the investment in, and Aston Villa are doing it. They're investing into the stadium, investing in one of, I believe he's probably already straight in the top 10 managers in the Premier League now, Unai Emery, from what he's achieved.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So big moves. You can already see from the results in the Prem that Aston Villa are are gonna be improving. So I'm buzzing for you, mate. Honestly, I
Yeah.
think it'll be a good end to the season and a good start to the new one. I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, mate. It's going to be interesting to see what we do in January. Obviously, there's been a lot of talks about a lot of players,
Hmm.
but we won't get too into that before I get carried away. Yeah,
But
it's
yeah, that's
exciting
what I
time.
mean. Aside from the players, you put in the investment in the right places, and I think that matters more than people give it credit.
Oh, massively,
S-
massively. Because if like this is this is the thing. Like when you're going to negotiate with a player, if they sit there and go, because I know Wesins and Nassef, their whole thing is Aston Villa have to be back in champions in European football again. Like they have to be.
Mhm.
That's the main goal. Get them back in there. I think he's got like a 5-year plan, and that started when Gerrard came. Well, it was Dean Smith, but then Gerrard was like, come in, and then was like really pushing for it. But I think now you look at it, and when we go to negotiate with a player, if you sit there and negotiate to a player and go, right, look, this is where we was, and from this time to now, this is how far we've come. We've now got Unai Emery as manager. We've had this approval to upgrade the stadium by 10,000 or however many thousand. Either way, we've got the upgrade. We've upgraded these facilities. We're also looking at bringing these players in who you'll be playing alongside. We've already got the likes of Leon Bailey, Buendia. You know, our youth facilities are great. Look at the youngsters we've got coming through. Jacob Ramsey, who's come through. Louis Barry up and coming. We've brought through Carney Chukwuemeka. Like, there's all these positive things happening at the club at the minute. Yes, our form of position isn't great from where we've had our previous manager.
Mhm.
But if you look at our new manager's record and you look at how he plays and it suits your style perfectly, boom, we want to be in Europe. Do you want to be in Europe? Do you want to be one of the people who take us there and create history? Absolutely, yes, I do. Right, we've got the money. We can offer you this big wage. Not that much, but we can give you this. Do you want to sign? Fucking damn right I do. It's Aston Villa. Massive club, big history, proud future. Get on up the fucking Villa.
Absolutely, mate.
Woo!
Talking about up the Villa, first game
Sweating.
back for Villa is when, Angel?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Boxing Day, 26th, away at Anfield, I believe. Liverpool.
So a nice easy win.
Fuck. But see, I'm not. No, I'm obviously I'm a bit wary of the game. I'm a bit wary, but Liverpool's form has not been great this season.
Not at all.
And are they going to have the likes of Virgil van Dijk straight back in, Canate, bloody Trent, all these people who have been away travelling in Qatar? Are they going to be instantly thrown straight back in? Hopefully not. But
Yeah,
we'll see. We will see.
the home record's a bit better, but they've been bad away. But nonetheless, it still feels like the first game of the season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. But for some
So-
reason, it feels like it's a lot more pressure. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous about the game, but I'm also excited because I've missed watching Villa play. They played tonight. They lost to Villarreal in the friendly, but I don't really care about that. It's good to see that we're bloody keeping the players fit and doing what we need to do to make sure they're ready for the restart of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I kept tabs on it, but knowing that it's not really that important just for
Yeah.
fitness. But we had two preseason friendlies against Spanish teams as well, which we lost both of them. Which it's disheartening because you've got like the likes of Anthony Martial playing, Garnacho playing, Van der Beek playing, all these players that are supposedly last season good enough to be in our first team and up and coming players now. Whether it's a friendly or not, you give 100% and you go for the win.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I won't take that too much to heart. I think we're coming back a little bit earlier. We're back on Wednesday in the EFL Cup against Big Bastard Burnley.
Oh, Vincent's going to pull your pants down.
I hope not. I mean,
imagine.
I'm confident. I think Ten Hag he's been backed a little bit. Like he's backed himself with his decision making. Around Ronaldo. I'll get to another one. In a minute. But no, I'll get to it now. I'll go to it now. Jadon Sancho is who I want to talk about.
Okay.
Ten Hag has come out and spoke about Jadon Sancho. Now, he's had massive, massive pressure put onto him since he's joined Man United. He was the subject of massive money moves
Yeah.
the year before he signed. It was very clear that he was going to be joining Man United. He eventually did. Had a really, really rough beginning to his Man United career.
Yeah.
I think he left Man City on quite bitter terms. Put up the numbers in Dortmund, and then when he came back to England, he always had a point to prove, but he's never really proven it.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing about it is he's got the ability, but this is why I was so excited by Garnacho and I spoke so highly of him, because he plays that same position, and you see Garnacho get the ball, and it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's some minnow in the Europa League or whether it's some, right back in the Prem, he'll take them on. He'll make that run, and he'll run at the player, which is what we want. Sancho's actually on a social media blackout at the minute. I think Ten Hag worded it strangely, but I think there might be a mental health element to it. He had Jadon Sancho training alone, and he's put him on a tailored training package. And it's something along the lines of, he said he's not physically strong. And then he also said something, I can't quite remember the wording, but I think he's alluding to the fact that Jadon Sancho's mental health isn't in the best position at the minute.
Okay.
So it's quite bad for Jadon Sancho. I think being left out of the World Cup is massive enough. And then you've got the likes of Rashford, who's one of his really good friends and England teammates off to the World Cup.
Yeah.
They're fighting for the position. You've got the likes of Elanga and Garnacho asking questions. You've got Ten Hag bringing Anthony in from Ajax, who's also playing in one of them front positions.
Yeah.
Who's probably going to get a bit of favourable treatment. So you feel like that's where the pressure's coming from. It's now do or die for Sancho, I think. From an outside perspective, what's your view on Sancho? Like, do you think he can do it? Do you think he can make it? Or do you think he just needs to call it quits?
No, I highly rate Sancho. I think, again, it's just a case of, does he fit the style of play you're playing? If he doesn't, then okay, then you need to look at other options. Then look at moving him on. Don't keep him there just rotting. If you're going to play him. If he's not in your plans, you need to come out, deal with it, get him gone, let him move on. But I highly rate him, and I think if given the chance, give him that little bit of freedom that he needs, and let him run at plays like you've seen him do at Dortmund. He was electric at Dortmund. He was one of the most exciting players in that league. He had the ability and the freedom just to do as he pleased, but he still kept that discipline at the same time. So I think that's what he's lacking at the minute. And I think also there's a lot of... The morale at Man United isn't great. Like, you're doing better, but I think the morale isn't as high as it could be. And I think this pressure of this big price tag on Sancho isn't helping his situation. Obviously, he's not performing well. There's something going on at United that obviously... The stuff with Ronaldo, then you've got bloody Maguire getting constant stick. You've got the Glazers who reckon they're leaving. Ten Hag's getting shit. They're changing managers every 2 minutes. Like, it's just all up in the air at the minute. So I think if United just got a bit of consistency, I think they'd see more consistency from the players. And I just think that's what Sancho needs. I think he just needs to get his head down and fucking just get the ball, mate, and just run with it like he used to do. Just run at people. Because like you say, Garnacho does it. Sancho does the exact same thing. Give him the ball, mate, and he'll run. He'll run directly at him and cause all kinds of issues. And he's got the ability to score goals, create goals. He can win your fouls wherever. But I don't know, mate. I just think... Like, how much did you pay for him? 80 million, wasn't it? It was 80 million for him.
Yeah.
There's no way ever any player worth 80 million could be performing this bad. It's the same with Grealish. I can't understand what's going on. But I think it is a case of people are signing players because they look fucking quality, but then going, so we'll sign him, and then going, right, we've signed you because of how good you've been playing and how good you look. But what we're going to do now is change your whole style of play completely to fit what we play. And it's like, you're not going to get that player.
But the thing is, Sancho was doing that, and he was showing signs of being that player who can run at the defense. But he stopped doing it. It's like when he played in the Europa League against Ammonia. You know, he just wasn't. He wasn't running at one of their players. And with all due respect to Nicosia, you know, they're not the highest ranked team. I think that I can't remember what it's called. Have you seen the index of teams? So they list all of the club football teams in the world and where they compare against others.
Yeah.
This team was ranked on this index on a similar level to Accrington Stanley.
Oh, lovely.
So when you're playing a team that's rated that high, that low, and you've got an 80 million Bundesliga Player of the Year, Jadon Sancho, can't run at them. You do need to question, like, obviously with his mental health stuff, you can't question that, but you do have to question his ability. And I think that's what's caused him to be out the team, because he feels like he should be there every week, but he shouldn't.
But then again, you're saying about him not running at players, but then do you think that's down to him not wanting to run at players, or do you think that's a tactical thing that Ten Hag's come out and said?
It's him, because then when he gets subbed off and Garnacho gets brought on, within his first 5 minutes on the pitch, he's made runs at players like 2 or 3 times already. So it's definitely Sancho's just he stops and he looks for the safe pass, but he doesn't back himself. He can make. I've seen him do it on multiple occasions, but he just doesn't back himself.
Yeah, well, maybe maybe it is this whole mental health issue he's got going on at the minute.
I know where you're coming from. I personally think that there's rumours. It's not just my saying so. There are rumours that Ronaldo was quite disruptive to some of the newer players in the dressing room, and I don't mean like younger players. I mean newer to the team.
Yeah,
I honestly agree, and I can see why that would have been a thing. I think that him leaving the dressing room will be an improvement for us. We finished second in the league before he came to us, so there must have been some sort of team spirit and togetherness there, right?
Yeah.
So
it'll all come out eventually. What's been going on?
I think he will have to do exactly like Ten Hag's been doing for everybody else. Yeah, Anthony's playing better than you at the minute. Rashford's playing better than you at the minute. We are in desperate need of a number 9.
Desperate need.
But take the time. Sancho, you'll get your opportunity, mate. But wait, as soon as Anthony has a bad game or two, as soon as Rashford has a bad game or two, your chances are going to be there. This is Erik ten Hag. This isn't Solskjaer. This isn't Rangnick. This is going to be the manager that actually changes players and plays them based on form.
See,
so,
if I was Ten Hag now, because obviously you are United are crying out for number 9, aren't you? If I was Ten Hag now, I'd be sat there going, yeah, let's look at putting Rashford back up front. You know, like when he first came into the club.
He's doing that. That's what he has been doing.
Stick Rashford up front, mate, and then I'd go, Sancho, get yourself on that wing, kid.
But it doesn't know. Rashford plays a lot better off the left-hand side, mate. I'm telling you. He started off well. It's like you say. He stepped in from Tony Martial when he got injured in the warm-up, and he scored goals. But he has developed his game out on the left, mate. I'll guarantee you.
Yeah, I don't know.
We need a striker desperately in January. If we don't get a striker in January, we might as well just give up the race for top 4 right this second.
What striker do you think you'd go for? And who would you like to see?
January is a tough one because it's not only who we can get, it's who's available.
Yeah.
Who was we talking about? There's a few names been bandied about. I think Gakpo was still very much sought after. But whether he's the summer target or the January target, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I think that's something we'll probably have to look into for the next episode. We need to talk about the January transfer window, actually, because it'll be coming up. There'll be loads of rumours, loads of conversation.
I've seen one rumour for United literally not long before we came on here.
Go on.
Big Kareem Benzema.
Really?
Apparently
No.
there's a talks with him going on, which by your past signings, mate, for strikers recently, it wouldn't surprise me with signing all these fucking old age pensioners.
There was a rumor with Benzema. I think Alex Ferguson sat down and had a chat with Benzema and his mum or something.
Yeah,
back
years
in the
ago.
day, you know.
Yeah, when he was still at Leon.
So it could be some truth to it, but it's probably agent noise at this point. I don't know, just to get Man United and Benzema in a headline.
Yeah, literally.
With signings in January as well, with Man United being in brackets up for sale, or as they call it, looking for investment opportunities.
Yeah.
It's come to light recently that actually the reason why Man United's up for sale is because two of the Glazer brothers, Joel and Avram, wanted to buy out the other brothers, Kevin and I don't fucking care what their names are, and they didn't want to sell. So because they've lost an opportunity to maximize their money and they can't get anything out without putting money in, they're fucking off, which is amazing for us.
Yeah.
There's been links of Man United being bought by Amazon and Apple. Just completely ignore them. They're just trying to pump the price up.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to wait and see, I think.
Yeah, it is going to be a waiting game. It'll just be some random consortium that just comes in.
Yeah. There was a lot of interest in Chelsea, so I don't doubt we'll find an owner, but it's just, are we going to be jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire with our new owners?
Yeah.
I from my point of view, I can't see us getting anyone fucking worse than the Glazers, but stranger things have happened, I will say that.
I thought that, mate, when we got rid of Randy Lerner. I was like, no, we're fine. We are fine. We've got Dr. Tony Zaya coming in. Big Chinese chap, fucking loaded. Turns up, yep, Sam, puts a load of money into the club. Oh, lovely, this is great, signing all these players, look. Oh, we're going to get out of the Championship. Boom, don't hit promotion. He puts the club back up for sale. We're almost going to administration. And it turns out he's been wanted in like 4-5 countries for fraud and embezzlement and all this shit. He's been hunted down by people.
Unreal.
So, yeah, it can get worse, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that Cardiff City fans are absolutely buzzing when Vincent Tan came in, but look how that went.
Well, yeah.
I believe, my dear friend, that is about it for today.
Yeah.
Considering not much has happened, we've had enough to talk about, mate. It's been good.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good.
What is going to happen? So for regulars of the channel, you know that we are doing Sundays and Thursdays. We are, however, we're not going to be having an episode on Sunday after the World Cup final. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get a bit of an emphasis on the TikTok page. So just try and get a few more clips up, try and get a bit of momentum gathered over there. The only reason we're not doing a YouTube sit-down ep is because the only thing we'll really have to talk about is the third place playoff and the final, which there'll be plenty of stuff out there that you'll be able to see about it anyway. We'll get some stuff up on the TikTok. So if you haven't done already, if you're on TikTok, go down into the description, find our TikTok link there, give us a follow, and keep an eye out for the content that's coming up over the next week. If you can, we'd massively appreciate it. Share it with your pals as well if they're into football, even if they're not. Just forward your nan the link. Just get a TikTok on our old phone, and get our names out there. And would love to have more people get involved in these discussions.
Yeah.
So we're going to be back next Thursday. That'll be, again, we're coming up to Christmas time, so it'll be the last episode before Christmas. We'll decide what we're doing, what our schedules look like. We understand that everyone's busy, might not be able to make it to the stream. We might be able to sit down and have these conversations. But yeah, we'll definitely have a Christmassy themed episode coming up on next Thursday.
Yeah, Mum.
Then we'll have football to review. We'll have a Premier League Boxing Day to look ahead to, talk about them games. The World Cup will be done and dusted by then. No one will ever need to hear about Qatar ever again. Until they buy Man United.
Yeah, no doubt.
And yeah, that's about it, really, mate.
Yeah, I'd say so, mate. Don't forget, guys, like this video, check the links in the description to follow us on social media. All our personal other stuff we do, our Instagrams, our Twitters, our Twitch stream. If you like gaming, check it out. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share it with people, turn your notifications on, get it done, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, do all that good stuff. One last side note from me, I'm doing a big Twitch stream tomorrow night at 8 p.m. UK time.
Boop, boop.
It's my Christmas stream. I'm going to be doing some giveaways, so I'm going to give away some Amazon vouchers. If you're a streamer yourself, gifting some subs out. I'm going to be playing Christmas music. I'm going to be drinking. I've got Fireball. I've got beers. I've got fucking shots. I've got food. It's just going to be a fucking good time. So get yourselves over there to Twitch. My links are there. Aiden's links are there. He'll be streaming at some point also. Are you doing anything Christmassy, Aiden, coming up also?
Yes, I believe my Christmas stream. Oh, I'll have to have a look. I'm gonna have to have a look. But yeah, I will be doing a Christmas stream at some point, guys. So I'll be sure to let you all know, and I'll be posting it everywhere. And you guys can come get involved if you want to check it out.
And the best way to find that out is by going and hitting them links, following his socials, guys. Please.
All of them.
We'd appreciate it absolutely massively. We'll see you next Thursday for the last episode before Christmas. Thank you very much for coming. Peace.
Bye, guys.